This week's video is sponsored by absolutely nobody, so it is what it is. Hello everybody and welcome back to the season ending video, Christmas edition. Lost Latvian here. So in today's video, we sort of kind of gonna look back at 2024, talk about the hats I copped, which hats kind of made a bigger impact on me, through my collecting journey in this year. And I also gonna show you one very, very rare, I would say, special hat I found in my wife's closet. She's also a collector, but she collects more of memorabilia for NHL. She's an NHL fan, big time. And so I was going through some stuff, trying to find something, and I stumbled upon that hat. And I'll give you a little hint. It's from 2002. What that means, you'll have to watch this video till the end, to find out. And let me tell you, it's a very cool hat, but yeah, 2024 is almost over. Here we are, Christmas Day here in the United States, a Christmas evening probably in Europe, but actually no, early morning in the United States, because the video will be released at midnight Mountain Time. In Europe, it's gonna be Christmas morning, about 9 a.m.-ish, depending wherever you're at, so it could be 8 a.m., 7 a.m. if you are like in the UK. If you're in Latvia, it's 9 a.m., and so on and on and on. So yeah, how was this year for me? It was a kind of a challenging year for me, in all different kind of aspects, at work, business really slowed down, so it was kind of a slow year, which later on kind of shit picked up basically, and it got more challenging, so work was like up and down like a roller coaster. As far as the family goes, couple exciting news. Both of my sons got engaged to their girlfriends, so we have 2 weddings to go to in 2026. One is gonna be in Dominican Republic for Michael and Bree, my youngest son. They are doing the destination wedding, and that's gonna be in April of 2026. And then my oldest son Keats and his girlfriend or fiance, pardon me, Carissa, they're gonna have a wedding here in Colorado, northern Colorado, north of us, in Erie, in September, Labor Day weekend in 2026. So that's something which not gonna happen next year, but the year after. But the preparation is gonna go all this year long, And what else? My personal health wise, it's been like up and down. Don't want to go into details about that, but it's been very challenging year. When you struggle with diabetes, it's not the nicest kind of thing to do. Everything is sort of kind of under control, but when these pains and aches come in, you never know what it is, and you kind of freak out, and I did have to get a surgery done, which I did early in the year, like March or whatever it was, March, April. That all went well, but yeah, I mean, it's just a struggle, just a struggle. And but it's okay. I'm positive about everything. And as far as like hats and collections and what I'm collecting and how all that goes, again, very challenging to keep this channel running, because I feel constant pressure to come out every weekend with these videos. And trust me, I love this, what I'm doing, you know, I totally love it. But you know, funds, you know, fitted hats, I mean, you buy a hat, you know, you need to count about $60 delivered, you know. So a lot of hats was bought, you know, and so that also makes my head spin, you know, like, and plan ahead, like, and since I have so many hats, you know, and for some it's nothing. For these big collectors, you know, where they're talking about thousands and thousands of hats, good for you, you know. My collection now is up, closing into like 700 or something like that. It's still a lot of fucking hats, man, you know. First of all, you gotta find a place where to store them all, to display, store, whatever, maintain. So that's not an easy task. Plus, do that 700 times 60, see how much money that is, yeah? And then to come out with these videos every weekend and show something is another thing. Basically, no sponsorship, channel's not monetized, you know, and all that. And so literally no support. But I'm not crying about the support so much. Yeah, it would be nice to have it, but it's just, I'm doing like, I'm doing this all for myself, so I can look back, and often I go back and like check it out, some videos I made, and I kind of like making a documentary documenting my own hats, so I can look back and say, hey, I got this hat, I got that hat, you know, and I love doing it. But any kind of support, you know, that gives that additional kick, you know, so to speak. So anyways, not so much about the supporting of the channel. You know, you guys been amazing by pressing those like buttons and subscribing to the channel. I'm up to 730 people, which is kind of mind-boggling, you know. Not everybody is watching every weekend or whatnot. I mean, viewership has gone down since the channel was kind of launched, you know, or whatnot. But it's in general, you know, the hat hobby, you know, it's kind of cooled off, you know, no matter what people say. And some stores are still going on full cylinders, you know. Some stores are like, I don't know who even cop from those stores, you know. One store what really comes in my mind is like ECAP City, you know. So much junk comes out of that store. I have not seen a one good hat, you know. Maybe one or two in this whole fucking year, but every weekend they come out with a whole bunch of shit, man, you know. My buddy Breezy, you know, from New York, he posted on his Instagram and said MLB is dead, you know, as far as the hats, you know, and I agree 100%, you know. All these stores are freaking coming out with more MLB, you know, and it's just fucking like, how many MLB hats can you have, you know, like they only have how many teams, over 30 or something like that, and constantly pounding the same teams over and over and over, you know, like I think I've seen fucking all the colors and there is, man, you know, in Spectrum, you know, and some of those colorways are so fucking ugly, you know, and it's not even funny, you know. So I must agree with Breezy, and also must agree with Pierre from Views from the Vault and Leon, you know, that if you can't adapt, you know, and start creating like minor leagues, NHL, NBA, NFL, you know, whatever else, hats, and you're stuck in that stupid cycle where it's just MLB, you know, I mean, pretty soon, I don't know what's going to happen to you, you know, like I can't imagine that so many people would buy same hats over and over and over again, you know, or maybe they just have not seen my video, you know, or Views from the Vault, where we actually collect all other stuff, you know, and it's so much more fun. So yeah, I mean, collecting, it is what it is. What's the future for the channel, you know, don't fucking know, so to speak. I got closet full of hats, you know, I haven't showed to anybody yet. So those videos gonna come out, but I still want to do the videos, but I kind of doubt that I'm gonna be able to go every weekend, starting 2025, just for one and one reason only. I'm very, very selective of what I'm buying right now, because I realized, how many hats I got, and hats from some teams, I have so many, and it's like I've never wear them, let's go back a little bit. The other week I saw Snap posting on his Instagram, how he now realizes like how much money he has spent, even over the retail to get us certain hats, and now he realizes he spent so much fucking money and he doesn't even wear those hats. I'm one of those who wears most of my hats, but then when you start buying more and more and more and more, like how many hats do you have to realize that, man, this is too much. I know Pierre has like 15,000 some hats. Guys' pockets must be so deep. I get it. But for average Joe, at one point you gotta fucking stop and think. Are you gonna buy freaking 5 or 6 hats every weekend? From all these stores, when it's same shit over and over and over. Right now at the moment, what I'm observing, NHL is the hottest has hottest logos on the hats, period. Nobody can rival them, And so I'd say the hottest logo is a Mighty Ducks, the duck face, I mean, it's a cool logo, don't get me wrong, but it's so freaking overrated, man, and you can freaking slap that logo on any kind of hat, and 80% of times the shit's gonna sell out within seconds. So who are these people who are buying all these freaking Ducks hats? I guarantee you those are not the sports fans. Those are the streetwear guys, going for the style or whatnot. But man, I can't imagine owning like freaking 10 Ducks hats, no matter what kind of fucking colorway they are. I can imagine for myself to get like 2 or 3 of them, and pretty much all of them would represent their jersey colors, which would definitely, tie that hat to the team, because I'm a sports fan. I'm not a fashion guy, so to speak. I'm all about the freaking sports. And to me, to buy more and more and more, and that Ducks fucking logo, I'm literally getting sick of it, Blackhawks is another one, where people buying like crazy, but that's slowing down, And in general, the NHL hats right now starting to come out with these fucking crazy looking colorways, man, it's starting to get stupid, man, a lot of stores start to sell some fucking, I don't know, like stupid looking hats, man, they're throwing colorways together, man, and makes no fucking sense whatsoever. Maybe for the streetwear boys, like that's something like super cool. To me, it's just another garbage, man, and in my eyes, my time is start to run out as far as buying NHL hats, because more and more stores start going directions like I don't want them to go, so. But when I see a clean hat, like in either it's a black crown, stone dome, or something in their jersey colorways, I'll buy it. If it's something off, like, fuck it, man, I'm not doing it. So yeah, challenging times, and so I buy a limited amount of hats. So obviously, it's gonna be more difficult to release these videos. So I may switch to like bi-weekly or maybe even once a month, and fill the void with some other videos, because I really like making the YouTube videos, and those videos could be either like Monday leftovers, or we talk about the sports. I'm very excited about the upcoming AFL season, which is going to start at the end of the March or middle of the March, can't remember exactly, but I believe it was beginning or the middle of the March, yeah. NRL season, you know, I'm more into the sports out of Australia, you know, and I really, really want to pay good attention to it. So we can talk about that. We can talk about the soccer. I'm a big soccer fan, Liverpool. You know, I watch every single freaking game. Amazed how well they're doing right now. They're at the top of the Premier League in England. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I honestly cannot tell you how this channel is gonna progress going forward. You know, I do know I want to make some videos. How frequent those gonna be, who the fuck knows, man. But enough of talk. Let's just kind of look back at some hats I bought this year, you know, and what they really meant to me. So, you know what? Fuck it, man. Last year, you know, I fucking drink the champagne, man, and this shit. This year, fuck the champagne, man. Fucking, I'll grab a fucking bottle, man, of this yellowtail, man, you know. Yellowtail wine comes from Australia, man. Guys, I'm obsessed with that fucking country, man, you know. Let's just pop it open, man. And just sip a fucking wine, man. Oh, that's a fucking good wine. Tell you what, man. I'm a simple guy, man, you know. I don't give a fuck, man. I drink the wine straight out of the goddamn bottle, man, you know. But, yeah, let's start. And the very first thing, you know, very often you have seen me wearing AFL or NRL like I'm doing right now. This is actually Penrith Panthers, you know. They're back-to-back champions in the National Rugby League, so 4-time champions back-to-back. 2025 jersey, I believe this is their home jersey. Just got it in literally like a couple weeks ago. Their hat, you know, so a lot of times I rock jerseys or hoodies or whatever from AFL or NRL. And so, yeah, I kind of like give two shits about what people think, what I'm wearing or whatnot, and I really like the hats I have, you know, and so let's just go back, and so here's one, and these all gonna be AFL hats, and very first ones, you know, when I fell in love with the sport. I was able to cop from Australia, man. There's a video out, you know. All my hats, what I'm showing you, are able to watch if you go back to my channel and go through the pages, you know, and look for it. So these corduroy, man, hats, you know, I got like 4 or 5 of them at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. And these ones were the golfer ones. Corduroy, Hawthorne Hawks. Fucking love this hat. Very good to wear in the winter time. These are snapbacks, but I'm just happy to have them in my collection, you know. It really means a lot to me personally to have these hats, to be connected with the sport, so to speak. And I have the Hawthorne Hawks hoodie. I wear this hat, you know. I actually, matter of fact, wore it yesterday at work, you know, and they're just looking so cool, you know, and I give two shits what people think, you know. I actually get quite a bit of compliments, you know, for wearing all this stuff, because it, you know, grabs their attention, you know. They don't know what it is, so they ask questions. So yeah, these were my very first ones, man. I was so freaking happy to get them, and these are this is Adelaide Crows hat. Again, it's a snapback. And then we got North Melbourne Kangaroos, which is fast becoming one of my favorite teams. Here's the thing, when I fell in love with AFL, I did not have a friend in Australia, you know. I found the sport on my own. I was watching it for over a year till I knew who Lee was and who became my friend, you know, and taught me more about the sport. So I picked St. Kilda Saints as my favorite team, and I don't even know why I did it. If I remember correctly, there was a game I watched, you know, and they really tore another team up, you know, and it was kind of exciting and fun to watch. So here's the hat, you know, from St. Kilda. And so, yeah, I picked this team as my favorite, you know, and then once I met Lee, you know, and he's a huge Melbourne, North Melbourne Kangaroos fan. So he talks a lot about the team, and then I fell in love with that team as well, you know. So yeah, this is my favorite team. This is my favorite team. So it's kind of hard, you know, from an outsider to go into a sport and then pick a team. How do you do it? You know, like you can't just go, you know, and like fucking, oh yeah, I'm gonna start liking this team, you know. So it's always something, those little things, what makes you like one team or another. This is definitely a ruse, or definitely influence from Lee, you know, and St. Kilda Saints. It was just an influence because I freaking watched their games, you know, somehow more than any other team, you know, and it kind of started liking the guys, you know. And then the last from these golfers is the last year's, not this, but last year's premiers. They were champs, Collingwood Magpies, and there's actually an American guy, Mason Cox, you know, he's a ruck, he plays for Collingwood Magpies, you know. So you can watch the sport on the Fox Sport 1, Fox Sport 2 when the season starts, you know, and usually it's in the summer months, you know, like spring, summer month in the United States. And so yeah, that's when you can see them, the game, you know, highly suggest. And then after those hats, I started acquiring more and more and more AFL hats. Lee offered me his address to ship these hats over to his address, and then he reships it to me. So that's the way it works out for me. And so I got a hold of all of these hats that way, so which was absolutely amazing, you know, and I added more and more to my collection. So this is Richmond Tigers. This team actually ended up in the last place, but in the past they have been champions. Not even in too distant past. You know, so these are all like friggin' not even on field, they don't wear it, but these are like black nasties, man, you know, or whatever nasty people call it. But it's a fucking cool ass hat, man, you know. Richmond Tigers. Look how fucking cool it looks, man. Yeah, I absolutely love these hats, so that is my big focus now, to get every single AFL team's hat. I already have every single jersey from AFL, so now I still need to complete my hat collection. So Sydney Swans, these guys were the runner-ups, you know. This year they played against Brisbane Lions. Swans lost, but they were the regular season champions, so to speak. They had the best record. So cool team to watch, very successful team also. Rich team, you know, a lot of followers. I actually have a friend who is a follower of Sydney Swans. And one time when I was on a walk, I wore one of my jerseys, and there was a guy sitting on a bench, and he started talking to me, and he's told me that he's a Sydney Swans fan because his son used to work in Sydney. So this hat hasn't even been curved or no nothing. This is a Fremantle Docker. Still has the tags on and all that. Here's the little AFL tag. Yeah, pretty cool, man. Fremantle Docker. This is a team from the west coast of Australia. Then Gold Coast Suns. That's another team which doesn't really get that much love for whatever reason, and I kind of care less about that team as well. It's like a mid-pack team. Then there's a nice two-tone Sydney Swans hat, and I believe this is the one what Lee got for me. It has an AFL logo on the back. But yeah, it's a nice, for a nice change of gray bottom. And there's another Hawthorne Hawks two-tone hat. This is another one Lee got me. So it's cool to have a friend, you know, who has an access to the coolest merch there is. So yeah, I really focused this year on AFL. This is a team, Lee can't stand it. And so naturally, me being so new to the game, relatively new, that I always root against them too, and don't even know why, but I don't have that deep of a hate towards that team. I have actually Port Adelaide Power. I don't like that team more than I don't like this team. This team is called Essendon Bombers. But to Lee, this is like equivalent of me not liking Los Angeles Dodgers, you know. Fuck the Dodgers, man. So that's what the Lee says about the Essendon Bombers. Cool hat though. Yeah, I haven't worn this one. Let's just pop it on, let's see. Let's see how it looks. Fits great, man. That's a cool logo, you know. Cool hat. Great to have it. And then I got this next one, and Lee's dad is a huge fan of this team. This team is called Carlton Blues, and they have a big rivalry against the Collingwood Magpies. You know, when those two teams play each other, man, the stadium is packed, you know, and people will really get into each other when these two teams play. And then let me grab another batch. Then we go down, and this is this year's champions, Brisbane Lions, who really had a shitty start of the season. They were all the way down in standings. And then after a half a season, all of a sudden they started winning, and they finished up the regular season in 5th place, went to the playoffs, you know, and beat everybody, and came out as a winner. And this is another team I really like, you know. So I like St. Kilda Saints, I like North Melbourne Kangaroos, I like the Lions, Brisbane Lions, and I also like to watch Western Bulldogs, and I somewhat like the Mason Cox team, you know, Collingwood Magpies, you know, so kind of like all over the place. But yeah. And there's actually a Latvian guy, Latvian descendant, who plays for, let me try to find it, Geelong Cats. Mark Blitzovs play for that team, and his parents are Latvian. Oh, I believe the dad is Latvian, the mom is Australian. But he looks Latvian, he has a Latvian last name, clearly. So why I don't pull for this team, I don't know. When they play, I kind of do, you know, but when they play against the teams I like the best, then I root for the other ones, you know. But this is Geelong Cats. They made far this year too. Fucking cool hat. And then the next one I got here That's the doggies, you know, Western Bulldogs, man. Exciting team. I think this upcoming season they're gonna do very well. I almost want to predict them to get in to like fourth place, to take like a fourth place. It's weird how they do the playoffs. First 8 teams, I think there were 18 teams in total. First 8 get into the playoffs. First 4 teams, they play. First place plays fourth place. Second place plays third place. And it's like a single elimination, but those first 4 teams, they can't get knocked out. They get second chance. So it's very important to end your regular season anywhere from the first to the fourth place to get that kind of an immunity, not to get bumped out. 5th to 8th place, you know, they play accordingly. 5th to 8th plays 8th team, and then for 6th plays the 7th place. Man, this fucking wine kicking in, and my gut, like my tongue fucking is twisting now. But yeah, and so that's a single elimination, you know, and they get knocked. Whoever loses gets knocked out. But in the first to fourth place, no, they get a second chance. The losers get a second chance. The Western Bulldogs, man, cool fucking hat, cool jersey, cool exciting team. I expect them to finish anywhere between the first to fourth place. The season comes up, and we're gonna have most likely gonna have a video once the time is right, and we'll talk about the preseason and all that shit. St. Kilda Saints fitted, yeah, cool freaking hat, love it. One of my favorite teams. I have a lot of St. Kilda's merch. Kind of also like the Melbourne Demons team. They kind of sucked this year. They had a good start, but they dropped down to like 16th or whatever, 15th, 16th place. They really fell apart. One of their leaders got his spleen or whatever fucked up, man, you know, and so once he left and everything went to shit, man. Christian Petrarca got knocked out. So here are the Collingwood Magpies. It's a fitted hat. Wish they would have more two-tones, you know, like the next hat. This hat I also got before I met Lee. I got it from one of the stores in Australia. Brisbane Lions, nice two-tone. Two-tone hats are very rare. So it's always nice when you have a chance to grab one. And I also was able to get this Collingwood Magpies two-tone. They have a fucking cool logo, man. They have a cool ass jersey too. Them and Swans jerseys are made by Nike. In that sport, each team has its own kind of like a sponsor, you know, who makes the jerseys for them, which is kind of weird because in States, you know, let's say if the hockey jerseys are made by Adidas, man, you know, then every team gets Adidas made jersey. That's not the case for AFL teams. Each team has its own. I'm not so sure about the NRL. I believe it's the same case. I can't tell you. Can't really see, man, who makes this jersey, you know. But this is NRL anyway, so it's a rugby jersey. Then you got the North Melbourne Kangaroo. Cool ass hat. My only gripe is that this kangaroo could be a little bit bigger. Alright, and then the last one is fucking Crows, man. Adelaide Crows hat. This is a wool hat. Pretty cool. They actually, AFL is getting an expansion team, and I can't remember, that's like a few years out. Like 28th or 29th season is gonna be when the Tasmanian Devils will come in. That's what the team is gonna be called. Located out in Tasmania. Team name is the Devils, Tasmanian Devils. And their jersey is gonna be like in the green color, man, you know. Jerseys are not available just yet, but that's exciting to see the league expanding. So yeah, these freaking hats, you know, really I focused this year a lot on AFL and NRL. So just wanted to show you, those are all hats I have for AFL. So I'm still missing some hats, and I'm gonna be working on it, you know, as much as possible come this next year around, you know, and funds start showing up. But let's fucking have another sip, man, on wine, man. My wife is in Italy, and I'm home with Bella, you know, so nobody's gonna tell me nothing if I have a little bit of wine, right? And besides NHL, I think that the next hats I'm gonna show to you, that these ones are the best hats of this year. In my eyes, even better than NHL. And it's kind of weird because I'm not even that big of a fan of the sport. That sport, I gave the best chance, you know, to myself to like this sport, you know, but it kind of never grew on me, you know. When I came to the United States, I did not know nothing about the sport. Yes, I've seen it before, you know, I watched a couple games, but did I learn the rules or whatnot being over there? Not really, you know, I somewhat knew what was going on. But it is what it is, you know. I can watch the sport, you know, time after time, but when my team is knocked out, I give two shits about it, and I'll watch the Super Bowl. So I gave it away. It's an NFL. And so, yeah, once the Pittsburgh Steelers are out, I kind of care less, you know, and I'm not even watching every single Steelers game, you know. I watch here and there. I will always watch Steelers versus the Broncos when that happens. And that actually is the only game I have watched from the beginning to the end this year, you know. I usually just browse through the channels. I watch for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, get bored, you know, and just freaking move on to another sport or YouTube channel. But there's one big but. Yeah, one big but, right? I do like their logos, you know. I think those hats are absolutely wonderful. And especially the hats made by Topper Store USA, Topper Store Europe. In my eyes, they have elevated those hats to like the heights it's kind of hard to touch, you know. But let's start with the very first NFL hat I had bought, you know. It's when I visited my father-in-law in New Orleans. I went by the fitted store, you know, and I went in and I picked out this hat. It's like a freaking chrome dome or like a little off-white. And it is New Orleans Saints. Do I like this hat that much? Not really, you know, but it was the best at the time, you know. It's a black bottom. But I still bought it, you know. It's just my memory for being in New Orleans, you know, and going in that store and picking out this hat, you know. So, not a bad hat, but there's definitely a better Saints hat. However, honestly, I haven't even seen a good Saints hat. Why can't nobody make like whatever this fucking thing is you call it, you know, make this alone without no Saints, NFC or all this shit, but just this one alone on a front panel, you know. Make it in gold, man, just like this is, you know. Make something like that simple, you know. All these other hats, you know, I mean, Toppers came out with a script saying Saints across it. It's kind of cool, you know, but to me, this is what represents the Saints, you know. Just make one of those, please. But yeah, this is my very, very first fitted. I had like a bunch of snapbacks, you know, all kinds of crazy looking hats, Steelers hats, you know, but they were not New Era hats. So maybe one day I'll show it to you. So yeah, but then came these. I mean, this is something else, man. Then I still got more sitting over there. These hats are just freaking out of this world, man, you know. Simple, classy, great looking, you know. Here's the Pittsburgh Steelers, and this came from Topper Store in Europe. You know, I've shown you this hat before. Like I said, every hat I'm showing to you, you can watch a separate show about them, you know. But yeah, just look how clean they are. This is how it all started, you know. These are the draft packs, you know, from late last year, early this year. You know, this Falcon satin brim. I really think that when they use the satin brims on the hats, that's when I really, really fell in love with these freaking hats. You know, it just takes them a notch up. You know, super clean. I mean, I love them so much. You know, people say you can't make a good Colts hat. My ass, you know. This is an absolutely wonderful looking hat. Again, satin brim. Look how simple and great it is. That's Colts for you. And 1.0 draft hat, you know, from Titans, Tennessee Titans. Not my favorite logo though. But still, it's an excellent hat. Then we got the Raiders. I got this one on a pre-order because originally I didn't buy it. Black satin brim, gray under. The only hat I missed out from 1.0 draft pack is the Philadelphia Eagles one. I regret that I don't have it, you know, that I didn't buy it at the time. I just love these NFL hats. This is definitely my pack of the year, you know, all these NFL hats. Love them all, you know. I don't know, some people may agree or disagree, you know, but I think but for me, yeah, not for you, but for me, NFL hats is my number one league of the year, you know, closely followed by NHL, you know. NHL is great, that's the best trend, you know, but as far as the logos and how they were made, you know, this NFL, I just like it the most, you know. And there was a Polamalu, hooked to Troy Polamalu, the Steelers draft hat. Again, simple. Then here comes probably my best NFL hat, believe it or not. Absolutely love this one. This Tom Brady. Man, look at this fucker, man. Absolutely stunning hat in hands. I'm not even a Boston sports fan, you know, besides Celtics, you know, because the Latvian guy plays there, but I'm not a Patriots fan at all. You know. However, this hat is made so damn well. But yeah, you'll have to watch the Hat of the Year video, you know, to see where this one lands, because this might be way up there somewhere, you know. But that's for the January 1st video for the Stunner Awards, right? Then you got this Chicago Bears hat, you know. Look how freaking cool they are. You don't have to be a team's fan to enjoy and adore hats like these, you know. They're so freaking cool. I have a hat I haven't shown to you yet, but I have a Bronco hat, you know, and you know how much I don't like Broncos, even I live in Denver, but I had to buy that hat because it was just too good to pass on, you know. And then you got the Steelers' enemy, the purple hat, the Baltimore Ravens. Again, great hat, great hat. I don't have to like this team, but I can definitely appreciate this logo in this hat. And let's grab the rest of the hats I got here. I don't know, people freaking totally hate on this team. But I can understand, you know, a while back everybody hated Patriots. Now everybody hates friggin' Kansas Chiefs, man. You know, yeah, usually people tend to hate winners, you know. With me, I don't hate teams except one team, Dodgers, you know. I friggin' can't stand them, you know. But why to hate on a team which is actually a good team, you know? I just don't like Dodgers for what they are, you know? It's just not my team. But that's the only team. I may dislike teams, but not hate them. Cool hat. Kansas City Chiefs, man. Awesome hat. Then let's see if I got another draft pack somewhere, because I bought, no, I guess that was it for the draft packs. Then I got this Buffalo Bills. I know my buddy Jason will like it. That's his team. You know who you are. Good looking satin brim. Man, I love these satin brims. What do you think? I kind of would like to have a blue crown Bills hat. But this is cool too, it's like reverse. Yeah. Then I got this Raiders hat, you know, before I was able to do on a pre-order the other Raiders hat. And this comes as the black camo, midnight camo crown. I think this was either Procity, I believe it was from Procity, or Crown Minded, one or the other. I'm pretty sure it was Procity shop. But yeah, this midnight camo, cool freaking hat. There's a lot of bandwagon or whatever kind of fans here in Colorado. They root for Raiders. But this is a cool hat. Then I got this Buccaneers, man, you know. Love the Buccaneers hats. I love the Buccaneers logo, man. Raise the flags. Upper Story, Europe. Yeah, it's a cool friggin' looking hat. Logo. Then I got this year's draft hat because I was not able to secure that Eagles hat, so I thought this would be something cool to have it instead. Let me tell you, I got another Eagles hat, which is kind of close to what the original draft pack hat looked. So that hasn't been showed yet, so you'll see it when the time is right, yeah? But yeah, in the meantime, you know, I got this one. Go Birds. Still pretty cool. This is a draft hat. Like literally the draft of 2024 from, I got this one from Hat Dreams, I believe. And then I got this crazy looking hat. Another Buccaneers. Super Bowl champions. Can you believe when Tom Brady went over? He turned the team around and they won the Super Bowl. This fucking crazy looking hat is something else. Let's see what's in here. Yeah, what do you think about this one? You'll have to watch my next videos, you know, there's another hat. Almost like this. It kind of is. And then we got this crazy looking Carolina Panthers hat. Kind of start liking these bold front logos. Insane hat. And then I added this San Francisco 49ers. Awesome looking hat. Man, toppers just know how to make the hats, man. That's all I can say. Super clean. And the cleaner the hat, most likely it comes from European store. In my opinion, Pierre is a little more adventurous, throwing colors together, where Pat stays true to classic kind of looking hats. So that's just my observation. But yeah, so these are my NFL hats. Like I said, I got more, you know, but that's for another day. And then of course this year, I mean, there were other hats, you know, other cool looking hats I got. And then I got these, you know, Shohei Ohtani themed kind of hats. And I kind of believe that I got few too many, you know, because initially I was very excited about them just because, you know, it's Ohtani or whatnot. But then the more I look at them, like I'm most likely never gonna wear one. One reason, he's with Dodgers. Can't do it. But on the other hand, you know, like I'll keep these around as they are, and I mean, I'm sure they're gonna gain value, you know. But I'm not gonna buy any more of these Japanese script hats or whatnot. It's just too much, you know. It was cool at the time, you know, but, and like I said, I have more, you know. This is not just it, I got way more. Here's another one. You know, I just brought it out. This is kind of like, to me, like these Ducks hats, you know, people buying. When you buy 1, 2, 3, it's okay. When you start buying 10 and more, or whatever, 5, 6, 7, you know, it gets out of hands, gets out of style, you know. It's too much and you regret it. But I got these ones, and like I said, I was thinking making a video where I show every single hat I bought this year, you know, but it would take me days and days to find where they're all at, you know, sort it all out. Too much work, don't have that much time, you know, to do it. So instead of making this video, kind of summarizing everything, So then this hat, this was made by, this came from Anthem Shop in Canada. And this is by far the best hockey themed hat in my collection. And overall, all what I've seen, it does not represent any team, but this is just a hockey themed, more like a clink room-ish hat. And this is the hat what I call the Terry Sofchuk. This is a fucking awesome hat. I've never have worn it. This is just the best freaking looking hat, man. That logo, man, is just something else. It just looks like Terry Sofchuk, man. Watch my video and I previewed it. I talk more about it. And you can see the resemblance, in this face, and actually the Terry Sofchuk. Anthem Shop. Awesome store, in Canada. So it's not just like they have still only, I like Anthem Shop, Some people say that still is the best shop, To me, those shops are equal. They each of them serve the purpose, and time after time, Anthem Shop comes out with these fucking classics, man, Then another classic hit the shelves, the online shelves, and that store is Leon Chen, from Views from the Vault. His store, Capologists, created this absolute freaking gem, one of the best hats of the year for me. I don't know if I really like this side patch or whatever, man, like explaining like the definition of what the Capologists are. It says Capologist, and it like tells you how to say it. It's a noun, an expert in or student of the branch of science concerning caps, So, but yeah, look at this. Like this cap was called Evolution. The shit glows in the dark, and this is the only time I like hat which actually glows in the dark, because this kind of makes sense, All the other hats which glow in the dark are absolute garbage, and the friggin' winners of creating those type of hats are ECAP City, man, That junk usually glows, man. But yeah, awesome looking hat. Great job, Leon and the team. Then the surprise hat of the year, so to speak, was this one. I did not fucking realize how good this hat actually is till I matched it up with my AC Milan jersey, man, It goes together so well. I have worn this hat with that jersey. This is a Topper Store USA creation. Abso-fucking-lutely wonderful hat. So simple. Black dome, black satin brim, gray under, white guts. I believe this is Reading Fightins. Fucking this hat is just absolutely fucking stunning, I never realized that, Even when I got this hat, I wasn't too thrilled about it. But you pair with the right stuff, man, and everything pops and everything works together, This is beautiful. This is an effing stunner, man, That's how great this hat is, and if you have it, man, you're lucky, because this one's, it's not available anymore. This is a fucking absolute fucking stunner, man. And then the last hat, where for the first time, this is an Arkansas Naturals, where they linked, so to speak, the hat to a soccer, and Kylian Mbappe, so to speak, is this friggin' rooster, man, this chicken rooster, whatever it is, sitting on a cap, you know, and it's kind of resembles the French national team's logo. So they tied it in, so to speak, with Kylian Mbappe, who is now representing Real Madrid. Not my team, I'm more like a Barcelona fan. But I do like the player, man. So yeah, this is a cool freaking hat they made. Yeah, so those were the caps, just like, you know, what I wanted to show you where my head was. Hats which actually were somewhat significant for me this year. There are tons and tons and tons more, you know, trust me. Tons and tons and tons more. Some of these hats gonna end up, you know, in my top 10 of the year or whatnot. You know, I'll figure it out when the time comes. But then to end the show, man, I'm gonna show you 3 new hats. One hat was the one what I was telling you I found in my wife's closet, and then 2 I got not too long ago from Australia when I was shopping around for some merch, and these hats were on sale on the website, and I just bought them, so I have it, and so I can just pop it on for my everyday kind of putts around the house. I have not shown these ones yet, but here's gonna be a little comparison of 2 types of the hats, you know. Both of them are snapbacks, 940s. So both are adjustable hats. This is the plastic straps on the back. 940s. This is what I call the typical dad hat, you know. This is still not as bad as the 920s would be. This is a 940, but this is the hat. It's a 2-tone Melbourne Storm NRL hat. Yeah, that's my team, Melbourne Storm. I just wanted something for my summertime, you know, and I freaking literally mow the lawn, man, you know, or take Bella for a walk. Something to throw on, you know, go to the store, do some chores or whatnot, still represent my team, you know, something very simple. But just see how, like, it's unstructured, you know, it's kind of like from the inside, you know, you have this, like, I don't know what the material would be called, but it's kind of hard, these front 2 panels, you know, but it's like it sits close to your head, you know, so to speak, if you can see it, you know, how it all goes up. This is a typical dad hat, you know. Do I like how it looks? Not really. It's okay, you know. It's okay, but this is something what I would not rock when I really go somewhere. This is just quick around the house kind of thing. So, but then there's another one. This is also Melbourne Storm. It's also a 940 hat, but this is an A-frame. So yeah, you see this hat? This is a retro NRL hat, National Rugby League, gray under, 940 A-frame. And look how this looks on my head, you know. So I got no problems with 940 A-frames. I like that style, that silhouette so much better for hats. If you go to your strapbacks, you know, highly suggest to get an A-frame instead of this dad hat looking thing, you know. Make sure that it's an A-frame. Here, this is what's written on a tag here, yeah, with this dad hat looking thing. And then you have on this one, you can see that it says A-frame. Make sure it's an A-frame. But I mean, it's up to you, you know, this is to my liking, you know. This is what the A-frame looks like. This is what a dad hat looks like. Let me know which style you like better. This one or this one. I would really, really appreciate it. And now let's go to the very last hat of the day. And This hat, this is like fucking vintage now, you know? Look what it says. 2002 Roots, Canada. Still has the friggin' tags on it. When I pulled this hat out of the closet, you know, it was like a freaking pancake, you know, it still is like a pancake. But, so this looks like it's 100% wool, I believe. No, it's 75% wool, 20% nylon, really. And then 5% other materials. Made in Canada. Roots 2002, Canada, Salt Lake City. So this hat was made for Canadian Olympic team. You know, it has this roots on the side. Then you got Salt Lake City gold medal champions. That's what it says on the back. And you had this freaking strap, you know, adjustable strap. And then the front logo says Canadian Olympic Hockey Team. So this is super unique hat. And I don't know if Todd, if you're watching this show, he's an appraisal guy out in Canada. So the original price is $32.95. So if you could do me a favor and like in the comments leave me, what do you think this hat is worth it right now? You know, I mean, condition wise, you know, hard to tell. If 10 out of 10 would be the pristine, you know, I would say this one is somewhere like 8 out of 10. 7, 8 out of 10, somewhere like that. You know, but like I said, it has all the tags, everything's still on it. It's just that this wool part, you know, it's kind of like losing the fibers a little bit. It feels like, I mean, it was all covered in freaking dust, so I cleaned it off to make it a little more presentable. There's nothing freaking structured at all. It's kind of weird looking. Let's wear it, man. It probably looks ridiculous. So it definitely looks ridiculous to me. It is like, sits like a freaking pancake on your head. But not like I'll be wearing it, you know, like I cleaned it all up and put it in one of my display cases, you know. So it's definitely a unique hat, you know, not many people have it. And so that was like kind of nice find, you know, in the closet. So there you go, guys. Yeah, Todd, let me know. What do you think this would cost nowadays, you know, 22 years later, 23 years later, almost. Made by Roots. Okie dokie, guys, man. That was it. That was it for this Christmas edition. Showed you some old hats, you know, I acquired this year. Talked about it, talked some other shit. And yeah, jingle your bells, you know. And hope you have a good Christmas. Yeah, jingle your bells, and I'll see you at Stunner Awards, Chimney Awards. That should go out on January 1st, 2025. Wishing you all the best. Great health. See you next year. Well, slant me out. Bye, guys.